If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Oh, lost on the road, subscribers and followers. I just cannot get over the mindset of people who think it's okay to just trash our conservation areas, our national forest, our BLMs. It's infuriating every time I see it. I've seen it so many times, people just abandon their tents. When I first started making YouTube videos, I talked about people abandoning their tents, and somebody thought I was actually lying to them, telling me that why would anybody leave a $100 tent? I don't know, but they do. And here we are in conservation area. I actually watched these two. They came down one day and they started fishing just along the bank here. And it was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. They left. Well, the next day they came down about the same time. And they had a cooler and a bunch of gear. And so they walked over to the other side of the lake. Now, there's no camping over on that side of the lake. The only camping you can have is on this side of the lake. But they hacked down, you know, whatever weeds they could hack down in a trail to get through it all. And made a camping spot. Well, that was aggravating in itself, but whatever. I mean, you're just not going to be able to control the actions of everybody. I mean, you can take them over to sign and tell them to read it, and they'll say, I can't read or something. I don't. So they set up the tent. Well, that night, they were fishing all night. They were relatively quiet, so not much. I mean, there's nothing I can complain about other than they shouldn't have been over there. Well, the next day, they get up. And about 8 o'clock, they get up, and they start fishing again. Again, no big deal. Fine. That's great. Well, 10 o'clock, I see them walking over to their car, and they leave. And they leave their tent and a bunch of gear and all kinds of stuff over there. Well, that night they came back, and I guess they were going to go fishing again. Well, it was raining that night. So I thought, wow, they're brave out there in a tent, hiking around through those woods at nighttime. But, you know, well, they didn't stay very long, maybe a half hour at most. And they hike back and they leave. Well, I thought, well, maybe the rain was too much. They'll be back in the morning to get their stuff or whatever. Well, it's been 36 hours. They've been gone 36 hours. So Carolyn and I decided we were going to go over there and just get nosy and figure out, you know, what they leave. They've got their tent. It's got some blankets in it. Trash laying all over the place. They got a stick sitting in the ground, you know, stabbed into the ground, a huge, you know, pole. And there's ropes coming off of it. I figured they were trout fishing or whatever you want to call that, where they just got hooks in the water, and which is, I think, illegal. I'm not totally sure about that, but I think it's illegal. So Carolyn and I are discussing how we're going to hike all this junk, this trash out of here. I bet it's a quarter mile to get all it out of here. I mean, Carolyn's back's acting up because of all the rain. She's got, you know, a severe back injury from years ago, so that means I'm going to probably do it myself, and it's going to take a good portion of the day to hike in there, grab it all, hike back out. The other thing about grabbing other people's stuff, if you think about it, you know, I'm kind of OCD about this stuff. I like keeping my hands clean. I have limited amount of water. That means I'm going to have to handle all this. There's a towel sitting over there. Who knows what that towel was used for? I don't even want to think about it. And so I'm going to have to, I guess I'm going to have to go to town and get gloves or something. I don't know. But I'm really not looking forward to having to clean this up. And I really don't want the ranger to clean it up, because he cleans it up, he might shut down the camping. And I don't want to shut down camping, so that means I'm going to have to do it. Start to take this pole out of the ground and get the ropes out, because I think it's illegal to trout fish like this. So I start getting the ropes out of the water, and it's not trout fishing. They've got 3 catfish tied to the end of this line. 2 of them are alive, 1 of them is half eaten. Those fish had been sitting there for 36 hours tied to this line, and they're not like, you know, I mean, they were probably 1.5 to 2 feet catfish. So they had a pair of wire cutters, and I took those wire cutters and I snipped the line and I let those fish go. At first, I was having a real ethical problem about going over there to look and see, you know, what was left behind and what I needed to do, if there was anything I needed to do, if there was any indication they were going to come back. But then I got thinking about it, and I thought, wait a minute, the rule is you cannot leave your stuff here overnight by itself. They've already violated that rule. So to me, I mean, if the ranger came down here, he would have every right to come and take it. Instead of the ranger having to do it, why not me? But now I'm really not feeling that bad about it, because the fish were tied there. I cannot imagine what goes through a person's brain. Why didn't he take those fish with him? Now, before everybody asks, I should have taken the fish, I should have taken the fish, I should have had the fish, I should have taken the fish. I don't have a fishing license. And I am not going to break rules and laws. There is no way I was going to take those fish. They were not my fish. I am not legally allowed to have those fish, so I didn't take those fish. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I followed the rules, I followed the law, and I let those fish go, and I'm going to drag this trash out for other people. It's really getting aggravating to see how many people are doing this. Now, I know everybody's going to say, well, it's not RVers, it's the local people. Okay, RVers, that's fine. It's not you, I get it. But here's the thing. If the local people are doing it, they're going to shut it down all the same. It doesn't matter if the locals are doing it or RVers are doing it. The RVers are going to be the ones suffering the most, I think, because they're depending on these places to live. Here's my suggestion. When you come out here and you see this stuff, try to take care of it yourself. Try not to involve the rangers and the conservation officers and the officials, because the officials don't want to deal with it any more than you do. So what they're going to do is they have the power to shut this place down. You have the power to keep this place open. I'm suggesting, strongly suggesting, that you take that power and you keep this place open. We got a big tropical storm coming through here that just affected the south, and it's coming up through Missouri, so I'm going to wait. Hopefully the conservation officer doesn't come down here during the time of this rain, but it's going to be a 2-day rain, and I'm not going to try to start hiking it all out and spreading trash everywhere through this downpour. Again, I got to figure out what to do with it. Now, having been from here, it's going to cost me $25 to dump it. It's going to cost me $25. This is what I'm talking about. I don't know how to stop this, but we got to figure out a way to stop it. These people come out here, they throw their trash around, they throw their tent. I don't get it. I don't get it. And then they expect someone else to clean up at their cost. I don't understand why they left it behind. I don't understand why they left the fish behind. But it's my responsibility to pick it up. If I don't pick it up, then it's going to be put on the taxpayers to pick it up, and the loss of the campsite. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.